Hey, listening to the Cookout Podcast, episode 351. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to talk about a haunted shaman. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
We are back. What is going down?
A whole bunch is going down. We have an interesting deck to talk about, some friends to talk about behind their backs while they're in the building. But before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs.
Very much so. And I have an order ready for pickup.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait.
Aaron Carrar, friend of the show, sitting just over there. We gave him a tour of Studio CCO, or the CCO control room and the station. Him and I went together, touched tips on an order from Fusion, used CCO Slam promo code, verified that it worked, saved 5%, and the order was expensive enough that it's tracked, and now I got to go to the post office to pick it up.
Oh, not pick up from the store.
No. Pick up from the post office
I understand.
because Fusion tracked it. And the main point there is when you go to FusionGamingOnline.com, link is up here or in the show notes, wherever you're watching the show.
You should be watching on YouTube because Joe works really hard to make us look good.
What he said. And you use CCO Slam promo code, you get 5% off your dang old order.
Is it shit you're going to buy anyway?
I was going to buy it anyways. Yep. Now, I've got a little thing to discuss, and I already know that this is a good idea.
Okay.
So
I love things that are a good idea.
In the Patreon Discord, we had the greatest, goodest, best idea.
Ooh.
That's the greatest idea.
Okay.
It actually came from the anti-Brando and Cam Girl Ortiz.
Oh shit. Okay.
And they say, hey, if Brando's doing Brando's box openings,
Which I am.
the BBO of CCO on the channel coming up for future sets, what if patrons got discounts on their booster boxes from Fusion? Oh, but I'm from America. They can't ship across the borders because international trade laws don't allow them to ship, blah, blah, blah. What if for the BBO of CCO, if a patron wanted their deck to be opened, they go to Fusion, they get a discount on their Magic cards that they were going to buy anyways, and Uncle Brando opens them for them and gets pounded, and then sends you the cards.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic idea.
I'll put them in a box just for you and then send them off. I'll wrap it in tape.
Yes. Maybe put a couple new CCO stickers or tokens in there as a little thank you.
Who can say?
Who can say?
Maybe I'll take all the rares out and keep them. I don't know.
Who can say?
I promise I won't do that.
Oh, unless you want that.
Yeah, unless they're really good. Then maybe I will.
Well, you don't open good cards.
No, I don't. So if you've ever wanted to just take money and, man, I'll bet you I open the best stuff when it's somebody else's. I don't have to keep any of it. It's like,
guaranteed.
Look at all this great stuff. So
all of this is to say that if you want to get a discount on a booster box, save like whatever, $10 or whatever it comes to, if you use the promo code, send them to Uncle Brando. He'll open them up on the channel and make a funny video out of it, open up your cards, and you get to see what you get, of course, because there's going to be a video of it. And we'll get some funny content because your box openings are actually pretty funny.
Aw, thanks.
And you're going to use the CC opener. I'm holding it like I'm holding, and you know exactly what it looks like in my hand if I'm holding it.
Yes.
And then you get maybe some little gifts. I don't know at this time because this episode's coming out way in advance from when we're recording it. I assume the new website and the stickers and the playmats. The reason it hasn't launched yet is because people have been asking. I'm still waiting on a couple things like final prices on stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting on like a quote for stitched edged playmats because I want to have sidewalk playmats in stock.
Oh yeah.
And the guy who can print them was like, oh yeah, no problem. We can print playmats any size, any thickness, whatever. But he's never done stitched edge before, and he wants to make sure that he's not going to under or overcharge us, so I don't have to under or overcharge CCO Nation.
I would love it if he undercharged us. I would love that.
Yes. But also, I told him that some stitched edge playmats of old are a little bit loose and they snag the edges of sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want anything to do with that for CCO Nation.
No.
Up to and including if he's not confident that he can give us a good product, there'll be non-stitched edge playmats.
Yes. Now that he has said he can do any thickness, You remember that gym mat that you used to do high jump into in high school? I want a play mat that's like that thick.
Yes.
Right?
Just 59 pounds.
Regular size and everything. And I want it made out of that rubberized mouse pad material.
Doesn't
with a
even
fixture on
roll?
top. No.
Doesn't even roll. It's
Doesn't
just like
fold.
it's like a fucking cube.
Yes, that's what I want. I want it to be taller than it is wide.
Oh, man.
Man,
Brando, it smells like rubber in your gaming room. Yeah, it does.
It does. And if I'm not playing in the game, I can use it as a stool.
Oh, man. Fantastic.
That's a great idea. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that idea. We should
Yeah.
Bet you can't do it. Probably
So-
can, though. He seems very versatile. Anyway, the point is...
New merch is coming.
Stuff is coming. Everybody's excited about
Yeah.
that stuff.
If you want merch right now, though, geekwood.ca, use our affiliate link, CCO Podcast promo code, get yourself 10% discount.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, it's all
Did
about
you
high-end gaming supplies.
Did you remember your frog dice?
Well, wait. Yes. I do actually have them with me.
Oh, but they're in your bag. Just leave them. Just leave them.
But they're here. They're
No,
here.
hey, we can tease. We can tease. You know what that does? It makes sure Joe's on his toes, and it makes sure that if people really want to see Geekwood stuff, they got to go to the website.
Okay, well, just...
Okay, well, I'll continue because we got a giveaway here.
No, I was just thinking, here, see? I have my bag. It's in this bag. I swear, they're here. I forgot them, but I remembered them by accident. And I want that to be known that I halfways got them. I'm not
Brando's
gonna take them
memory
out
is
of here.
so poor that he forgot that he remembered. So we got a giveaway though, the booster pack game from last week. Last week we asked for people's deepest, darkest, biggest desires or I guess 2 weeks ago because we did double recording last week.
Yeah.
Darkest, deepest desires for 2013.
Magic related.
We got a lot of go to Magic Fest and hang out with CCO Nationalites.
Hell yeah.
Meet CCO people, right?
Yeah.
We got lots of that, which is fantastic.
People are smart.
And
like
planning is underway for Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I've got several people, like half a dozen people already confirmed for Vegas.
that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Vancouver is going to be awesome. That's getting set up. Vegas is underway. There's a ton of people already from Minneapolis because it's like centrally located. Mm-hmm. So people who can't get to Vegas or whatever are like, yeah, Minneapolis, it's going to be awesome. I already talked to Max Crandell. He's getting parts of his body warmed up to be hit with doorknobs in socks.
Oh, man, if he thinks for a moment we have removed any of the pubes that he put in that playmat that he sent you before we roll it up and he is...
I should sign it and give it back to him.
He does not know us very well.
I should sign it and give it back to him. Hey, it's such a cool playmat. It's Bontu's Last Reckoning, the three drop Wrath that doesn't let you untap.
That's the one.
Cool picture on that card. Hey,
Very neat. The
Yeah,
crocodile guy on it.
yeah. So booster pack game.
Yes.
Booster pack game. Go to Magic Fest and Magic Desire a whole anime-inspired set like Dragon Ball or My Hero Academia or Berserk.
Ooh, yeah,
Magic set, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like it's another content creator that won, so maybe they want to donate the pack to somebody else. But this is the Late Night Players. If that's you, get at us. Tell them how to do it and let us know.
You email us at commandercookout@gmail.com, and you got to give us your real name, none of this late night player shit, and your mailing address, including postal or zip codes so that we know where the stuff has to go, and then tell us whether you want a sticker pack or a token pack or a pack of boring ass Magic the Gathering cards, and then we're going to send it to the address that you give us.
Yes.
And it's the honor system, and since we don't know your real name, other people could scoop you, so you better get in fast, and everybody else be honest. You blow it up for everybody.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It takes one bad orange.
That's
or
right.
apple. What's the saying?
One bad apple spoils the bunch.
Yes.
Because
yes.
oranges can be like bad inside the peel, right? And then you open it up and there's a bunch of bugs and spiders. Is that?
I don't know.
I don't know much about oranges, but I feel like that's a thing that could happen for sure.
Speaking of bad apples, we got a new patron.
Nah, yeah.
We got a new
Speaking
patron.
of spoiling the bunch, can't spoil our bunch though. We're already pretty
Oh
rotten.
no, we got the frickin' most rotten patrons.
Yeah, we're already applesauce, baby.
Yeah, with a little bit of cinnamon mixed in. Ooh, that's the key.
I assume that's good. I've never tried it.
Yeah. Rebecca makes a mean applesauce. Oh, my neighbor makes a mean cranberry sauce. He's from England, eh?
Gross.
They must make cranberry sauce different over there because his is like,
No.
oh man. Anyways, new patron gave us a nickname, and I think we're gonna half use it.
Okay. He gave us one?
Oh yeah, we talked about that last week. The patron pseudonym, screen name, Fee5 Faux Fum. Oh, man, I had more trouble with that than I should
It
have.
wasn't even fee 5-4 fum.
Fee, fi, v, fo fum. I want to say like feel my
Four thumbs in the bum. That's what he's called now.
4 thumbs in the bum. Mm-hmm. Welcome.
Welcome aboard, and F you for being here.
Yes. 4 thumbs in the bum.
4 thumbs in the bum. That's a good one. No kink shaming in the nation. It's just a talent.
I have 2 of my own.
Well, yeah, and then
Whose other thumbs
well, they would have 2.
do mine have to go in?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. 4 in the bum,
Yeah.
welcome.
4 thumb in the bum.
We have a deck.
We do.
We have a deck submitted by patron of the show. Got this from our preferred deck list. It's a benefit to becoming a patron over on patreon.com/CCO Podcast.
Wait, hang on. I know who this is because they used their real name on Moxfield. It's Balding, right?
Tanner's
Balding.
Tanner's Bald Thing.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
We got there.
Mr. Bald Thing.
Yeah, looks
welcome.
like a
Or I
phallus.
guess thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you for the deck. Give the commanders a read.
Sure, we got Livaan, Cultist of Tiamat, a 1/3 for red 2, Dragon Shaman, a la the intro. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the spell's converted mana cost. Choose a background.
Hey.
So he's a cultist, so you already know that he's kind of had a rough life, but now you really know because he's also a haunted one, which is an enchantment background for black 2. Commander creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes tapped, it and other creatures that you control that share creature type with it each get +2/+O and gain Undying until end of turn. Undying, as you may or may not know, is if the creature would eat shit, it comes back into play with a +1/+1 counter on it, unless it already had a +1/+1 counter on it.
Yes. Now, a couple things to remember. Because we're playing a card called Harmonic Prodigy, right? That's a human shaman, human wizard, that says whenever a shaman ability triggers, you double it. I'm gonna give it an official read. Do you got it up?
No, man. It's not how I roll.
Oh,
Harmonic Prodigy. There we go. Prowess, 1/3. Red
Sure.
1. Human Wizard. If an ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time.
so it's a trigger doubler. Now, a couple things to keep in mind with Livaan. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell is a trigger, it gets +X/+O, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. So that would trigger twice. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets +X. Okay, so you can choose whatever you want.
Yeah, your big bro gets bigger broer.
But Livaan is a shaman, so that would happen twice.
Yes.
Now, Haunted One gives the creature and whatever creature share type with it Undying. So all of our creatures in the deck are dragons or shamans.
Except for the Harmonic Prodigy.
Yes. And so when we see shamans, you got to remember that it's their Undying ability that's triggering. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But when they come back, like if we've got the shaman, when it ETBs, you got to sacrifice a creature. Now everybody's going to have to sacrifice 2 creatures. Or Undying will trigger twice, if that's relevant.
Does that... No, you wouldn't get 2 counters. It has to come back from the...
Yes. Yeah. So just keep that in mind, because Harmonic Prodigy, I think, is probably the most powerful card in the set, or in the deck.
In the deck, not the set.
Yeah. In the
Modern Horizons, there was no.
In the deck, because it's going to double your commander and every creature's triggers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate it is not a shaman. And unfortunate that our boys playing the sketch art. Don't really like those very much.
Yeah, those I just
not a fan.
the
Focus,
the
the musician wizard.
the what am I saying? The frames look too just scribbly, and I know that that's what they were going for, but they look messy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love the sketch arts, and I like some of them are actually sketch arts and are actually sketches and weren't just, hey, can you make a sketch of that and make it look sketchy?
Hey, can you just put some filters on that in Photoshop so it looks different?
Exactly.
Sure thing, boss.
Some of them are real sketches, Anyways, I'm not complaining about sketch arts. Everybody knows what we feel about
Yeah,
those.
it's aesthetics. You play what you want.
Yeah.
I'm just giving him. I'm busting his balls because I have a microphone in front of my face and I can.
And he has balls,
Yes,
we assume. And they're
now busted.
and bald.
Yeah, no kink shaming in the nation.
Hey. Yeah. So should we hit the deck up or what?
No, I have one
you got a
other thing. I have one other thing I'd really like to say. I
Ooh.
wanted to say this with us recording in the past, but the episode being released in the future. This is going to come out
Oh, I got one more thing too.
later than I would have liked. But following our year-end 2022 episode at the end, where I told everybody I had kind of a rough year, and I thanked everybody for being around for me.
Yeah, I should have said that that's what the nation is for, is to make you feel good.
Yeah, and so many people have actually reached out to me on Twitter and social media just to say, hey, man, like, here's what I'm going through, and, you know, we appreciate you and all that stuff. And I don't always have time to get back to everybody individually, so if I haven't responded to you, I have read your message, I have seen it, and I appreciate it so much that you would take the time to reach out and tell me that I'm doing a cool job and making your life better or whatever just by being in your ear holes and your eye holes and any other hole that you would have me in.
Especially any other hole.
Yeah, so I really appreciate all the love that I've gotten. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, CCO Nation's pretty good at that.
It turns out.
Speaking-
Totally fine people.
Speaking of giving love,
Ooh.
everybody's got to go give some love to CCO's Sidewalk Slam 7. That seems like it should be getting easier to say.
CCO Sidewalk Slam 7?
Not for me.
Heaven, not the bar from Final Fantasy 7.
No. You should go. You should watch it. Give us a comment what you like. Give us a comment what you would like to see it turn into in the future. Yeah, bonus points if you do 2 comments.
I did watch it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
pretty good.
Every time we sit down to record or pick decks or kind of talk before and after the show, and I think every time with Tyler when we're talking about putting the show together and him making it look good, the goal is to make it better than the last one.
Yeah.
And I think 7 is a good one. We're recording 8 today, and it's going to be lots of fun. We you and me, the real people, you and me, might have to stunt drink for Aaron and Amy. So we might have to double drink a shame if one of them gets damaged at the same time as one of us. And I just might make that happen, actually.
Well, you'll have to tune in a couple of weeks for Sidewalk Slam Crazy Eights or Figure Eights.
Or the Great 8. 8 the Great.
I don't know. I've never heard that one before.
Really?
The Great 8 is a wrestling term that I'm not going to define right now because it's super inside baseball and boring as hell. But then there's Crazy Eights and Figure Eights, and that's a wrestling move.
I want to say February 3rd, February 17th. I'm not sure.
It
where the
might
date
be out
falls,
already. We don't know.
Who
I don't
knows?
even know when this show's coming out. But the point is, we're going to talk about a deck. It's going to be amazing. We're going to flip over to cards right now, so you can stop looking at our mugs, and we'll talk about what this deck actually does.
Do it.
All right, Ryan. We've read a commander. We've read a background. On my screen, our screens are different.
Oh, yeah?
Well, yeah, because mine's all like kind of laid out so I can see all the cards. Yours are in stacks. Do you want to start with the card advantage section?
Yeah, let's do card advantage and like ramp and stuff quick because everybody knows what those cards do.
There's lots of cards in here that we know, but we're going to start off with one that you might not know in Clattering Augur.
Also from Maudie Ho-Ho.
Correct.
Maudie Ho-Ho. This is a 1/1 for 2 can't block skeleton shaman.
Important.
Yes. I don't think we have to say that every time because everything is a shaman.
Yes, we have talked about the one non-shaman, non-dragon, so yeah. And if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, you'll be able to see the picture on the screen.
Yeah, and welcome if you are. Yeah. So anyways, Clattering Augur, can't block skeleton shaman. You can pay black 2 to return it from your graveyard to your hand. Sure. So 6 mana total investment to get a re-enter the battlefield. And its enter the battlefield is draw a card, lose a life.
This is the one that you pump with your commander, because nobody's going to block this.
Sure.
So you can't be getting that value.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it goes to the bin, now you're getting value. Can't be doing that.
And remember, when you get it back, you draw 2 cards because you get the Harmonic Prodigy or whatever, right?
Yes. Costly Plunders, sack a dude, draw 2.
Yeah, you read all of those real quick.
Deadly Dispute, sack an artifact or a creature, and get a treasure token. Is that it? Oh, no, you draw 2 and get a treasure token.
Sure.
Jessica's Will, everybody knows. Knight's Whisper, draw 2, lose 2, read the bones. Scry 2, draw 2, lose 2. This is Reckoner's Bargain. Also sacrifice an artifact or a creature. gain life equal to the sacrifice permanent's mana value, draw 2 cards, sign in blood, pay 2, lose 2, draw 2, skull clamp, attached to a dude. Subiria Tulzida Caravaner. I will read this one.
What in the ass? How did you read all those words?
I actually really like this card.
Oh, okay.
I actually do like this card. It's a Shaman, 2/3, red 2, with haste, 1. Another target creature, power 2 or less, can't be blocked this turn.
Oh.
So you can sneak in a little guy and then use your commander to fucking beef him up.
Oh,
which is
that
cool,
is so good.
right? And it also has red 1, tap, discard your hand, :
I'm listening.
until end of turn, whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. So you could just leave your team really small and kind of sneak them in there unblockedly.
Oh, balls that.
Draw a bunch of stuff. Or you could sneak somebody in for like a big hit.
You can attack with all your little guys, and you just pay 1 for each one, and then they can't be blocked. And then you go, oh, cast this, cast this, cast this, cast this, cast this. And all of your guys get pumped. And just for the record, Livaan is a 1/3.
Yeah.
Oh, that card I think is sneaky good in this deck.
It's a good card, man. And then we got Tevesh Zat, Doom of Fools. It makes Thrall. It's a 4 loyalty planeswalker for 5, one of which is black. You can make Thralls, or you can sack dudes to draw cards, and you draw extra cards if the dude you sacked is a commander. If you can ult him, which I've seen happen one time, it was really neat. You gain control of all the commanders, whether they be in the command zone or in play. Very neat. Valakut Awakening is you can take any number of cards from your hand, put them on the bottom of your library, draw that many cards +1, or it's a land on the other side. We have a Vulturous Aven. It's a 2/3 flyer for black 3. It has exploit. When it exploits a creature, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. We have a War Room. That's a land. It draws you cards, and you have to pay life equal to the number of colors in your commander's color identity. And we have War Host's Frenzy. It's an instant for red 2 with a kicker for black. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, whenever a creature you control dies this turn, draw a card. So if you're swinging in with your team, they all get blocked, and they're all going to die, you can take some guys with you. Or if you're swinging in for big beats, you can make your dude unblockable with Subira, and then smash for big damage.
Whoa.
Yes, that is the card advantage section.
Okay, do the mana rocks now.
Maybe I can. Let me see where are they here. Let's scroll. Mass removal, protection, ramp. Okay, we got an Arcane Signet. Everybody knows that one. Cursed Mirror is a 3-mana rock that comes into play as a copy of any creature in the battlefield. Felwar Stone, everybody knows. Honor Worn Shaku taps for a colorless, and you can tap an untap permanent you control to untap it. That's good and will come up later in the deck. We have a Liquid Metal Torg, a Mind Stone, a Rakdos Signet, a Relic of Legends, a Sol Ring, a Springleaf Drum, a Talisman of Indulgence, and a Treasonous Ogre. I think based on what this deck is trying to do, there should be a Paradise Plume in here as well.
Wow.
Pretty good, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't even practice that. Didn't even know I was going to do it. Then I did it.
Man, I got so many suggestions for this deck when we get there. Okay, moving on. Where are we going?
So next up is Enablers?
We can do that. We can go there.
Now,
Wait, you know what? Real quick. Okay? Real quick. Let's do, for whatever reason, this is labeled where I've got like the same card twice in decks.
Yeah, I'm seeing that as well.
I see that too. I see Jessica's Will in 2 different categories, but I don't care. We've got protection and we've got rituals. And I want to go over these real quick because they're kind of standard in Chef's Kiss and Tybalt's Trickery.
Yeah.
Those are like counter spells, kind of.
They are counter spells, yes.
We could call them that, even though there's counter spells with downsides, but it's red.
Yeah, it's still a counter spell in red.
Sure.
Play it.
Those are protections. I think that's fine.
Chef's Kiss could be a Bolt Bend or a... What's the other one? It's red 4, but you redirect it and then you copy it.
Wild Ricochet.
Yes. I think that those would serve you better in case you want a Chef's Kiss an extra turn or something.
Do you cast the copy? Or do you just copy it and choose new targets?
Copy it and choose new targets.
Yeah, dang. Yes. You would do well with, what's his name? Livaan?
Yes.
You would do well with Livaan to find cards that say cast the copy.
Yeah.
Or cast without paying mana cost. We're going to talk about that in a second because Livaan says whenever you cast a non-creature spell.
Mm-hmm.
Very important there. And I've got some suggestions. Okay, and then the ritual section, we've got a Gadrak the Crown Scourge. This is a dragon, 5/4 for 3. Good deal. Flyer, can't attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts, which we might because we've got a bunch of vehicles. We've got like a bunch of ramp. We've got some artifacts, like Skull Clamp and stuff.
And he makes treasures also.
And he also, at the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each non-creature that died this turn.
Each non-token creature.
Non-token creature. And we've got a few creatures that are going to kill creatures.
Yeah, and die themselves in the process.
So that's one. We've got a Jessica's Will. I think you already read that.
Yep.
We've got a Reckless Barbarian, which is actually a dragon, which is important with Haunted One. Yep. Because our commander is also a dragon. He costs 2. He's a 2/2. You can sacrifice him to get red.
Cool.
So he's like burst mana, right? You pay for it now. Maybe you get some chips in for 2. Maybe you pump him up. Maybe you hit somebody for 5 with him. Like if you go him on turn 2, Livaan on turn 3, hit for 2. Turn 4, you cast a 3 or 4 drop, and you hit for 5 or 6 with him again.
Yeah. Or if you're doing some storm bullshit, it's a free spell.
Oh.
If you're doing storm bullshit.
It's funny you should mention that.
That's why I said it like that.
The next card, Storm Kiln Artist.
Yeah,
if you're doing storm stuff, whenever +1/+1 for each +1/+0 for each artifact you control is a shaman. So that's fine. When you go whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a treasure.
Yeah.
That is the stormiest of storm guys ever.
He's really, that's why they have storm right in his name.
Right in his name.
Yep.
And remember with Harmonic Prodigy, you're going to get double treasures off of that guy.
Yeah, treasures are so
very powerful card. Now let's go to the enablers.
Right, our first, now by enabler, there's a couple of things that we're enabling here. We're enabling us to tap our commander without attacking if there's no profitable way for us to attack so that our team can get bigger. And we're also enabling like getting the +1/+1 counters from the Undying triggers off our creatures so that they can undie again.
Ooh.
That's important.
Because we're playing creatures that got ETB triggers that we would want them to die and then come back.
Yeah, and you want to have that recursion. So
Okay.
the first card in this section is Ion Storm.
Ion Storm?
Remember Ion Storm? Probably not, hey?
I'm not looking at enablers. I'm looking at enhancers.
Yeah.
Okay, Ion Storm. Look at this little ditty, hey?
It's pretty cool.
This is an enchantment for red 2. Have we ever played this card?
No.
You go red 1, remove a +1 counter or a charge counter from a permanent you control. Ion Storm deals 2 damage to any target.
So it's like shitty shock by removing a +1/+1 counter from a guy.
Shashak.
Yes.
Shashak. And remember, you might get 2 treasures from your Storm Kiln Artist.
Yep.
And if you made maybe some room for some free spells in the deck, like I would want to suggest, we'll talk. Next card.
We already talked about the Relic of Legends. That's a 3-mana rock where you can tap either like any legendary creature to make a mana of any color.
Yep.
Or itself. We have a Retribution of the Ancient.
Ooh, enchantment for black. You can pay black, remove X +1 counters from among creatures you control.
Mm-hmm.
That is strong. Target creature gets -X till end of turn.
Hirobi All-Star. Because you tap a black, remove 0 +1/+1 counters. Target creature gets -0 until end of turn and dies.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
Soul Snuffers.
Snoll Snuffers. I'm going to snuff some snolls tonight. I don't know what that means. No. This is a creature, Shaman, 3/3 for 4. Comes into play, put a -1 counter on each creature.
So all of your dudes would have a +1 on them. The -1 would nullify the +1, thus removing the counters so that they can undie again.
Yes, this question actually came up with a newer player at F&M the other day. So if you're a newer player, you cannot have a +1 and a -1 counter on a creature at the same time. They cancel each other out, therefore making the counters disappear.
Yes.
Yes.
And I understand why they do that, because it like makes things confusing to have both.
Yes.
I think they shouldn't do that, though.
That's kind of funny, hey? Yeah, he's got 6 +1s and 3 -1s.
Yes. Right? Like I don't know.
That creature would just have 3 +1s on him.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We already talked about Springleaf Drum and Subira. How about Thornbite Staff?
Thornbite Staff is a $21 magic card.
What?
Did you know this?
No.
This is a shaman tribal enchant or equipment, I mean. And equipped creature has. So the creature gets this. The creature gets this. 2, tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target creature or player, and whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, untap this creature. So, with Harmonic Prodigy, remember that whenever trigger will happen twice. So you can, if you've got a shaman with a tap ability, that untap it would happen twice, and you can respond to the second one by tapping it again before it untaps. So you can double trigger with this with Harmonic Prodigy. And whenever a shaman creature enters the battlefield, you can attach Thornbite Staff to it for free.
And maybe you're thinking, well, that's infinite damage if you have... You're thinking too small. You know who's a... You know why? I actually just realized why this card is $21. You know why?
Kiki Jiki? Because he's a shaman?
Krenko Mob Boss is a shaman. Kiki Jiki goes infinite all by himself.
Krenko's not a shaman.
Yes, he is.
No, he ain't.
Sure is.
Krenko Mob Boss.
Mob Boss.
Crank My Dank is a shaman?
Yeah.
No, he isn't.
Yeah, because you tap him and you make 1 billion goblins.
He's a warrior.
Is he not a... What?
You're thinking of Kiki Jiki.
Am I thinking of Kiki Jiki?
You're getting your keeks jeeked and your cranks danked.
Damn it. Because Kiki Jiki goes infinite all the time anyway. What the hell do you need this thing for? Why is this card money?
Because infinite.
But he's already going infinite. He's already in the zone. You know what I'm saying?
He's already in the fucking zone, yeah. You don't need to attach it to a shaman for it to work.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's just equipped creature has 2 tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target creature or player.
Oh, it still goes infinite with Krenko. There we go. It still does.
Why?
Because you make 1 bazillion goblins, you sack one to make some mana, untap Krenko, tap it to make 1 million more goblins, sack one of them to make a mana, or do a damage with a goblin bombardment.
Oh yeah, you
Krenko.
can sack your 1 goblin that you made with Krenko. Lol.
Yeah.
You can sack it to an Ashnod's altar, and Krenko will untap.
Yeah, to make more and more and more. Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Krenko still, I was still correct. And the last Tapper McTapper is Unlicensed Hearse.
This is a $17 magic card, sir.
Yes, it is.
This is a good card.
This is a good
I play this one. This is a star for 2 vehicle. Tap to exile 2 target cards from a single graveyard, and Unlicensed Hearse power and toughness equal to the number of stuffs that got removed, right?
Yes. It's equal to the number of cards exiled with it. So you tap it, exile up to 2. Now it's a 2/2. Exile 2 more. Now it's 4/4, etc., etc. Speaking of vehicles...
Oh.
They can get giant. I have to tell this story. Playing TNM. That's Tuesday Night Magic with the Dude Bros at my house.
Yes.
Last Tuesday, I finally got Ryan to play a clown car.
You got it. Yeah, you made it sound like I played the clown car.
I got to play a clown car, and I played the clown car for 16.
Ooh, that's good.
So I got to roll 16 D6s. And I made like 7 clowns and a 9/9 clown car for them to jump in and drive around.
You're a freaking clown.
It was the best.
So for strategists, for clowny strategists out there,
yes.
Did you roll 1d6?
No.
Or did you roll 16?
I rolled 16 of them. It was amazing, and everybody helped me
like an
sort
avalanche.
them out. It was great. It was incredible. I fully recommend everybody do that at least once.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Clown car's a cool card, man. So moving right along, we have the enhancers.
This is Here we go.
And there is some neat shit in here. We're gonna start with Balduvian Rage.
This is an instant, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Draw a card at the beginning of next turn's upkeep is one of the things it does.
Which is fine.
Yes. The other thing that it does is target attacking creature gets +X/+O until end of turn.
So it's our commander's ability on an instant.
Also, it's got X in its casting costs.
Yes.
So when Livaan says, hey, I want to do this thing. Whatever mana you pump into it, Livaan is going to get +X/+O until end of turn from himself.
Yeah.
And then if you target Livaan with Balduvian Rage, he's going to get +X again.
Lol.
Yes.
That's a good one.
What's awesome is on player 4's turn, you could go, oh yeah, I'll Balduvian Rage your guy when he's attacking your other opponent. and your other opponent might get ganked, and then your player 4 will be like, okay, go. And then you just draw an extra card.
And the thing that we said with Livaan, you can do that for your opponent's creatures too, because it doesn't say your dudes.
What?
Yeah. You can give their dudes big
Whenever
too.
you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets +X+O until end of turn, where X is that spell's mana value?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, dude. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Like that's key to some of the sneakiness of the deck. Oh, it was so sneaky you missed it. Oh, this is exciting.
What if you're just like Grave Titan, attack you for 6, and then I go Balduvian Rage for 8, and then all of a sudden Grave Titan hits you for 6 and 8 and 8 again?
It would be 9 because the initial red from Balduvian Rage also counts for Livaan. So yes, just pump somebody with a Grave Titan. Yes, that could happen.
Give him the old pump and dump, hey?
Next card is Overblaze.
Overblaze. Hey, Ron Spencer art, my favorite artist. This is an instant again for red 3. Each time target permanent would deal damage to a creature or player this turn, it deals double that damage to that target creature instead. So it's a damage doubler that also gives something +4/+0.
That's right.
Ooh, that's good.
That's pretty sick, right?
That's good. Okay.
Rush of Butt.
Oh, Rush of Blood. I'm getting a rush of blood somewhere in my pants just talking about this card. I play this card. This is an instant, mind you, which is...
Now you know why they're all instants.
Now I know why they're all instant.
Yes.
Because you do it to somebody else's creature.
I did you an educate, sir.
Oh, man. I got 1 learn today. +1 learn. Instant for red 2, which is +3 to something, mind you. Target creature gets +X+O until end of turn, where X is its frickin' power. So not only am I... And Livaan's ability would trigger when I cast the card. So it'll get +3, and then I'll double its power, just like how Calamax does it. I double Calamax's power with Rush of Blood all the time.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's pretty fun, right?
Yes.
Swashbuckler Extraordinaire.
Man, I'm going to buckle some swash or swash some buck. I don't know. This is a dragon rogue warrior.
How is he
2/2.
not a goddamn pirate? I mean, I know Swashbuckle is a sword fighting style in D&D. I know that, but he should still be a damn pirate.
Just because?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, 2/2 for 3. When Swashbuckler Extraordinaire enters the B, create a T. That's a treasure.
Yep.
We would get 2 of those with Harmonic Shaman. That's good. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice 1 or more treasures. When you do, up to that many target creatures gain double strike until end of turn. Hey,
Sick.
That's good when I have double power and double strike. That's quadruple.
That's right. That's quadruple power.
Yes.
Unleash Fury. I love this picture.
I play this card too. This is an instant, mind you. For 2 mana, double the power of target creature until end of turn.
And it's just a guy punching somebody's face just flat, hey?
Yeah.
It's like some Dragon Ball Z shit.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Now let's move on to...
War Host's Fury.
Already talked about that one.
Did you?
Yep.
When?
When we did some other section earlier in the episode.
Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, whenever a creature you control dies this turn, draw a card.
It was in the card draw
Oh,
section.
yeah. Card draw. Yeah.
So why are all of our pump spells instants? It's because we're going to force combat, Ryan. And we're going to force combat, Ryan. Partially due to having the commander of my Backdose deck, is what you called it?
Yes, Rakdos background.
Baloth Baratil Entertainer is our first goader.
Baloth, Baritone, Benter, Baner. Okay, creatures your opponents control with power less than Baloth's are goated. So smaller guys are goated.
Correct.
Okay.
Important that it's smaller, so 1 or less. And then if he gets bigger, 3 or less, 4 or less, etc.
Oh, yeah. And that's just a static ability all the time.
All the time.
So if he undies, because he's a shaman,
Yes.
comes back or whatever, 3 or less.
Yes.
Or I guess 2 or less.
Or less.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. Whenever a goated attacking or blocking creature dies, you create a treasure.
Neat.
So blocking goated creature matters.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it's a really cool card. I have lots of fun playing with him. He's actually in my backpack right now.
Your Backdose in your backpack?
Backdose backpack, yes.
Oh, backdoor Uncle Brando. Yeah. Don't Google that.
No, do not. That is not one that we will Google, even if you want to. And we are also going to talk about a card that I just learned about doing this deck list that I will immediately get from my Baloth deck, and it's Coronation of Cornhole.
Cornhole of Chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos Cornhole. Okay, this is sorcery for 3. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. Also, goad them.
So you you make their 3 dudes, so they can't block your dudes.
Pound
swing in, just ruin their whole dang old day, and then they have to swing back at somebody else.
Yes.
And then you can do it again next turn because they can't block because they're tapped.
Yes.
Oh, so
Yes.
good. So good. Then we have the standard, I would say, goad spell in Disrupt Decorum.
That's goad everybody that isn't your guys.
That has won several games.
Yes.
I have seen. That's a good card.
Yes.
Shiny Impetus.
Enchant creature gets +2/+0 and is goaded, and when it attacks, because it will, we get a treasure.
That's neat.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Now, this card has lots of words on it, so I'm going to kind of get you to explain to me what it does. I do play it in a deck, but I'm not always sure what it does. It's a vengeful ass sister.
I do like a good ass.
No, you can't finish
I'm
that
not
sentence.
gonna say it.
You can't.
No. Spirit Dragon.
Neat.
So he's a dragon. That matters.
Yep.
3/4 flyer for 4. Enters the battlefield or attacks. Goad a creature. So that's good with Undying because you're going to get more ETB triggers.
Yep.
It's good. And whenever a goaded creature attacks, it deals 1 damage to its controller.
That's pretty cool.
That's good against my Jetmir deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good for us because you're goaded, right? So you'd swing at somebody who isn't me,
Yes.
beat the shit out of them. You take a bunch of damage too.
Yes, somebody's going to get pounded by Jetmir +3 double strike, and then I'm going to take 20.
Yep.
All good things.
Yeah, all good things for not you or the person that just took 1,000.
Yes.
The next section, we have some graveyard hating stuff in it. We have
We can do these fast, eh?
Immerstrom Predator is a dragon that you can, whenever it becomes tapped, you get a thing out of a graveyard and he gets a little bit bigger. You can also sack a dude to make him indestructible and tap it.
That's regenerate.
Yes. And then we've got Rakdos Charm. Most people know Rakdos Charm by this point. If you don't, Ryan will tell you why you should.
Speaking of Jetmir, if
Yes.
I had 20 guys, you could choose each creature deals 1 damage to its controller.
Ouch.
That's pretty good. Destroy an artifact or exile target player's G.
Best Rakdos Charm I've ever seen. Somebody went, Triumph of the Hordes, attack to kill you. Rakdos Charm. They kill you instead. It was so
Oh,
good.
yeah, I like that.
That was really great. And then we've got an unlicensed hearse as well.
Yes, exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard by tapping it. It's a vehicle for 2, star, power and toughness, and power and toughness equal to the number of cards exiled with it.
So you'd have to keep them in like a different pile, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, usually you just like tap it and then take 2 cards and put them underneath unlicensed hearse, and however many cards are under it, that's how big it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell a big vehicle story? Just real quick.
Sure.
Okay, so the other day.
Did you tell it already? Was that on this section of the show? Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
CCO Nationalites will know that we're obviously re-recording this section because
Yes, because we had a computer error. Clown car.
Clown car.
TNM. Clown car from Unfinity
Yes.
for 16.
Did you roll 16 dices?
You're damn right
or
I
did.
did.
You roll 1 dice 16 times?
No, 16. It was like an avalanche. It was incredible.
Fantastic.
And I made like 8 clowns, and it was like a 9/9 thing for the clowns to ride in. So cool. I love clown cars.
Do you have clown tokens?
I sure do.
You know what? Geekwood.ca needs little dice, clown dice.
You know what? Yeah. Actually, I talk about my frog dice all the time, and inevitably I will show them to people also. Geekwood.ca also has these cool eyeball dice that our buddy F.U. Joe got.
Oh, yeah.
And he showed them to us at this game I played the clown car in. Really, really cool. They're like the clear resin.
Yes.
But then it's not just an eyeball floating in the middle of a dice. The side of the dice behind the eyeball is kind of like misty and spooky looking. Ooh. So it's like the eye is coming out of the smog. It's a really, really cool effect.
Neat.
Cool.
Could you get 10% off of those dice if you wanted to purchase them?
I'm sure if you went to the site and put CCO Podcast in the promo code line, I'll bet you could.
Hey, good idea.
Bet you could.
Good idea. We're also playing a Scavenger Grounds and a Bajuki Bee. Those are both lands that exile graves.
Yeah. Now, exiling graveyards is one thing. What if we want to exile our opponents, Ryan?
I want to do that.
You want to do that? Well, I guess we could start with their dudes.
Yeah,
and
sure.
We'll talk about the card that can exile them in a minute. The first destroying creature spell is a Plague Crafter.
Oh, yeah. Shaman, too. Shaman, important because you'll get double harmonic prodigies of this triggered ability. When Plague Crafter enters battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Each player who can't discards a card.
That's pretty good.
Very good. Yeah, 3/2. So if you cast like something, it's going to get big. It's going to beat.
Yeah.
It's going to die. It's going to come back. It's going to do its thing again.
It would not be inconceivable to see this thing be a 7/2 that's attacking your opponents. That's going to get in for 7 because they don't want to block it and have it come back.
And make them sack or discard
double
again.
bros. Like nobody
Yeah.
wants that.
That's good. That's good.
Living Death.
That switches graveyards and battlefields. Creatures in graveyards and creatures in battlefields. Switches.
That's what the card should say, but that's not what the card says. But that's what the card does
Switch
do.
them. Yeah.
Here's a card that I understand why it's becoming expensive because it is played in some formats outside of our own, whatever those are. Delayed Blast Fireball.
Yeah, that's why it's expensive? Oh, this is a $9.50 for this guy. This is an instant for red 1, 2 damage to each creature your opponents control, and if it was cast from exile, it's 5 instead, and it's got foretell.
It hits them too.
Oh,
Creatures
and
our
opponents.
opponents.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can foretell it for 2, and then you cast it for red 4 after.
Yes. Now, when you cast it for red 4, it still only does like 3.
Navon 3.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Its CMC doesn't change.
What's the word for the front when you pump just power? Because it's like you get 7 in the butt when you're pumping toughness. What's the word for the? Is it fist?
7 in the fist.
Is it face?
7 in the cock.
Well, that's
Plus 7 inches
that's part of what I
in
was.
diameter.
Why not both?
Both. That's
Right.
double strike and plus 7 plus 0.
But if there's a real colloquialism that we don't know, put it in the comments so that we know. I'm very curious.
Oh man, we just got to invent it. We got to blaze our own trail. We got
8 in the cock.
yeah, 8 in the cock. It's coming. Okay, Chandra's
So
Ignition.
they're gonna feel like they got 8 in the cock after you've played Chandra's Ignition on them in this deck. Because we already talked about how we're going to use our Livaan to make our dude into like 100 using things like Enrage.
102.
Balduvian Rage and all these other rage cards.
Balduvian butt sex.
That's
Yes.
what you're going to have when you play Chandra's Ignition. No kink shaming in the nation. Red 3. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent.
Ooh, very good.
Yes.
So this is going to give plus 5 because it's a 5 cast.
Yep.
You just make Navon's ability resolve first.
Yep.
And let's say you're even doing it on Navon with nothing else.
Yep.
It's going to deal 6 to everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty not too bad.
Yes. If we did like a double power pumper,
Yep.
right, you'd give plus 3 because that spell costs 3. Mm-hmm. So Navon's power would be 4. Then you double it to 8. And then you add 5. Actually, you would do Chandra's Ignition first to give 5. And then you'd give 3, and then you would double it. So it's like freaking, I don't even know.
I don't even know how many damages that is.
18?
You're doing too
20
many math.
something?
You're hitting me with too much math right now, Ryan.
Man, Chandra's Ignition, really good,
That's
especially with Infect.
That's a real good card. And
Keep
maybe,
your eyes peeled.
Yeah, maybe there's Infect. We don't know. Maybe we should find out.
Well, we got some recovery spells real quick. Did we talk about Victimize? Did we talk about that?
Victimize a sack a dude, get 2 dudes back from the graveyard.
Yeah.
Malakir Rebirth is next time a creature would die, you lose 2 life and put it back into play.
And it's a land on the other side. That's good.
And then we've got Finale of Promise.
Oh, remember when I said that we should watch out for things that cast things?
Yes.
Okay? So peep this. Red, X. So automatically you know that we're pumping 10 into this to give Navon or something plus 12.
Plus 12.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Okay. If you got double strike, that's a commander kill right there.
Yes.
Okay. You may cast up to 1 target instant card and or we're going to choose and.
Yes.
And up to 1 target sorcery card from your graveyard, each with converted mana cost X or less without paying their mana cost. If a card cast this way would be put into your graveyard, you exile it. If X is 10 or more, you copy each of those. You may choose new targets for the copies.
Yes,
Now,
you copy it twice.
you cast it once and you copy it. So just very important to make that distinction, right? You, If X is 10 or more, copy each of those spells
twice.
You copy them
3 times.
What in the
there we
ass?
go. Yeah, there we go.
You only cast it once, though.
Yes, but you. Yeah,
What?
wow.
I thought you just copied it.
Oh, Living Death.
Living Death.
Just play Living Death 3 times. Would they just end up in the same place?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
You get a bunch of ETBs and the other ETBs, you're just like bouncing them back and forth. Oh man, I'll bet you there's a Aristocrats player out there somewhere. Just like, that would be 200,000 damage because of all the triggers. Ah!
With Living Death, each player exiles creatures from their graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures they control. With Haunted One, if they don't have +1s, you get them back.
Yeah.
So do you get them back and you get the stuff that used to be in your graveyard?
Yes.
Whoa, that's freaking good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Hey.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. There's our getter backers.
I love a good getter back.
Did we talk about putting stuff into the graveyard?
I don't know. This is Moxfield deck. It puts stuff in 2 categories at once.
There's only one card in this section that we haven't talked about already
the
on the show.
sacrifice section.
In the sacrifice section, and it's Bogarden Dragonheart.
Oh, yeah, Bogey D.
2/2 for 3, sack a creature, becomes a 4/4 with flying and haste.
Sure.
Also included in the section, Costly Plunder, Deadly Dispute, High Market, Victimized, Tevish Sat, Reckoners, Bargain, Immerstrom Predator, and Vulturous Aven.
Sure. Removal spells, we've got a Braid. That's a removal spell. I want to talk about Curtain's Call, though. Instant for 6. But it's got Undaunted, so it costs less for each opponent you have. Destroys 2 creatures, and you do, even if it's cost reduced, you do get +6 from Navon, which is good.
Which is very good,
Yep.
yes. We've got Hidetsugu Consumes All, and this is a sneaky card in this deck.
Okay, you do this one.
This is sneaky. It's a saga. Chapter 1, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. That doesn't sound very targeted. Chapter 2, exile all graveyards. Also not super targeted. 3, exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield under your control. And it flips over into a little creature, a 3/3 Ogre Shaman.
Hey!
Called Vessel of the All-Consuming. It is a trampler. Whenever Vessel of the All-Consuming deals damage to anything, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever Vessel of the All-Consuming deals damage to a player, if it dealt 10 or more damage to that player this turn, that player loses the game.
That's backup win con.
And I cannot think of any way in this deck that we could just turn 3 damage into 10 damage. I can't. I can't see it. Just can't see it.
Probably could, though.
Maybe smarter minds than I could figure ways of doing that. But
Instead of that, you know what? You know how I might want to win?
how much you want to win?
Kazul's Fury. It's a fling with a mana on the back. I like that one. I also like, there it is. Tainted Strike.
Tainted Strike.
Right in the taint.
That Taint Strike.
Yep.
Actually, it kind of looks like he's doing a Taint Strike on the picture.
I don't even want to know.
That's when you it's a kung fu thing. I don't want to reveal all the secrets, but it's a 1 mana instant, gives +1/+0 and infect till end of turn.
I thought it was a bedroom thing.
No. It's kung fu for sure. They also have a Soul's Fire. It's kind of like a fling, but without having to sack the dude. Target creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. Also with infect, you will kill them.
Oh, yeah, because the creature's dealing the damage.
That's right.
Of note with Fling or Kazul's Fury, it's Kazul's Fury doing the damage.
Yes.
So if you do have the Taint Strike, or if you're trying to do commander damage or whatever, that doesn't work.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Yes. And the last thing in that section, I think it's the most expensive card in the entire deck. It's a Terror of the Peaks.
Oh, a T of the P. Yeah, it's spells. It's a dragon for 5. 5/4 flyer. Spells your opponents cast the target. It costs 3 additional life to play. Also, whenever another creature enters the B under your control, with that Living Death, or with Undying.
Just with Undying in general.
That's pretty good. Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. That's French for target.
Yes, it is. And that's the truth. And then the last card in the deck, I'm pretty sure, is Pyre of Heroes. That's, what's that? What's that other artifact that does that? That's a shitty birthing pod. It's a shitty birthing pod where you pay 2, tap it, sack a dude, search your library for a dude that shares a creature type with it, with mana cost equal to 1 plus the creature's cost. Put that shit into play, shuffle your library. Can do that at sorcery speed. That's the deck.
That's the deck. Now, I got a couple things here. We'll do strengths and weaknesses. We'll do budget and suggest.
Okay.
All in one thing.
Yes.
Okay. Strengths. And I got a spelling mistake in my show notes. Slip slapper.
Yes. It does slip lips off of faces by slapping them.
Yes.
Or slip lips off of buttholes by slapping them.
Also slapping them or
Yes.
clapping them. Which leads right into one of my suggestions, Thunderclap.
Yes.
Thunderclap cheeks. It's a free spell.
Yeah.
Now,
Playing free spells that cost lots of mana at the top of the card, very good in this deck.
very good in this deck. Now, lots of free spells could trigger Livaan lots, could make it a combo deck in that way. That could be a weakness. You could. I'm going to move over to the weaknesses. Some of the key cards are expensive.
Yes.
You do have a very commander-focused deck, whereby if your commander's removed, it could make casting him over and over again difficult because you're not playing a big black mana package, or you're not going mono red hard in the paint like rituals and stuff because you're not a combo deck.
That's right.
It feels like it's trying to do either of those things kind of, but not really doing either of them.
Yeah, it's not ramping hard enough. Or once your commander costs 7 or 9, you're
Yeah.
probably not gonna get him out and stick him. Because as soon as somebody pays 9 for their commander, you just kill it on principle.
Yeah,
And that's the truth.
And if you want to avoid that, then you'll stop trying to pump Livaan,
Yeah.
and then you'll have to go wide. You'll have to switch strategies, and I don't think there's enough dudes to go wide. Maybe I'm wrong there because the dudes are dragons,
But
and they do fly.
They do. But I agree with you that I don't think there's enough dudes to actually pivot to a efficient go wide strategy, and I don't think that you're going hard enough on goad to just rely on their dudes being out of the way.
Oh,
If you'd like to make a small army of dudes, you could think about including a shaman called Tillinolly's Summoner.
that's good.
It's a 1/1 for 2 shaman. When it attacks, you can pay red and X, and you get X elemental creatures. They're all 1/1s that are also attacking. So you double that with your elemental wizard shaman doubling
Guy,
thing, and then you've got
harmonic prodigy.
yes, you have an army of not shamans or dragons, but you've got an army, which is pretty cool, off of one shaman, which is sort of neat and handy, I would argue.
Yes, I got you.
Okay.
A Freet Flame Painter.
Oh yeah.
Okay, shaman, 1/4 double strike for 4. Good with double strike 'cause it has double strike. And with any of our double strike granters, when Flame Paint a Freeter deals. When this guy Flame Paint a Freeter deals combat damage to a player, cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. You're casting it without paying its mana cost. That's good. I'm going to hit you up with some suggestions. I got them all. I'll do them real quick because Tanner Bald Thing has probably done this already.
Okay.
Deflecting SWAT.
Yes.
Free. Deadly Rollick. Free.
Not budget, but free.
Yes. Electro Dominance lets you cast stuff for free.
Yes.
Fervored Suspicion lets me cast your stuff and has rebound, and I can cast it again for free, and it's an 8-drop.
So you're casting it, then you're casting it for free, and you're casting other things.
Force of Despair, Fire Blast, Spinning Darkness, Snuff Out, Contagion,
Oh, that's-
Pyrokinesis,
Yes.
Unmask. That one's not very good, but Ravenous Trap, Graveyard Hate instead of the Unlicensed Hearse at $17.
Yeah. You can also play something like Ricochet Trap or Comet Storm. Comet Storm isn't free, but oh baby.
Yes, yeah, very good. All of those are free stuff if you wanted to go the Storm route or what have you, and a lot of them are cheaper than the Terror of the Peaks at 40.
Yeah.
Valakut, which is ho-hum in the deck. Unlicensed Hearse, Jessica's Will at 17,
Yep.
and 21 for Thornbite Staff. If you cut those 5 cards and add those cheap free cards, you could build this deck for like $115.
You know what I just thought of with Tillinolly's Summoner?
What is it?
Check this out. So you have some kind of a sack outlet.
Sure.
You swing in with your Tillinolly's Summoner. You make 6 dudes.
Yep.
You have a Thornbite Staff on your commander.
Oh, baby.
And a way to tap him.
Sure.
So you sack the shaman to do whatever, untap your commander, tap it again to give your dudes another +2. Is that how that would work? Or is it as long as they're tapped?
I have no idea.
Because that'd be so good if that works the way that I think it does. It should be whenever your thing becomes tapped.
Tapped, yep.
So every time you tap it, your dudes get 2 bigger. And then you just
good.
keep sacking dudes to untap them and retap them to give your guys like octuple undying and a bunch of +2s.
Very good.
Neat.
Very good. But we are out of time today because Editor Joe will put our nuts in a vice.
Yes, he will. He will hit us. You could also turn this into a cool steal and fling deck with stuff like Unwilling Recruit and Threaten and all those sorts of, right? Like you could do all sorts of really neat stuff with this deck, which I think is a strength to end on with the deck.
Oh, I like that.
Because it's fun and it has lots of room for you to build. And there's probably a bunch of draft chaff, just junk laying around that you can pick up to play the deck.
If you look hard enough in the draft chaff that people leave on the table, this deck will become better.
Yes, which is amazing. You know what else is amazing? Everybody who listens to the show.
Yep.
You know what else is amazing? Our cool business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, and you can use special promo code CCOSLAM to get 5% off the shit that you're going to buy anyway and show support for your boys at CCO Podcast. You can also touch tips with our business frond at geekwood.ca. You can use CCO Podcast in the promo code line there to save 10% off of your high-end gaming supplies. And if you want to be a really good frond and or friend of the show and would like to join us again next week, what are we going to be doing, Ryan?
No idea.
No idea? And that sounds about right, and it is exactly how we roll right here on Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!